Hello, hello, testing. Hello. Hey, everybody. Hope everybody had a great 4th of July and didn't overheat too much. There was a lot of heat everywhere in the country, so you guys are getting to feel a little bit of what we feel here in the Southwest during the summertime. Although we do have humidity, although it hasn't really come in full force yet. We don't have it like those of you in Washington, D.C. and Houston and things like that. But we do have the heat. So hope you all stayed safe. I'm Paula Montgomery from Desert Cat Creations, and I want to welcome you to our weekly Bead Stash Challenge. On Sundays, we draw for our projects, and then on Thursdays, we make our projects live for you. I appreciate all of you joining me. Just a reminder, our 20% off sale runs through this Saturday, so that's 20% off all of our cards, our kits, and our bead stash, and our bead mixes. Sorry. And that even includes our newest kit, our quail kit. It does not include assembled things, because I'm already giving you a cut on my time for putting those together. So, but it does include the do-it-yourself items on our website or in our inventory. So you can order directly from me by sending me a direct message. You can comment on a post. I'm going to try to put up a new post for the sale, just as a reminder for this last week. If you're watching this on YouTube, you can drop a comment in there, or you can, I don't know if, since I rarely comment on YouTube videos, I know I should, whether it gives me the option to just send my whoever I'm commenting an email. But when you do comment, it does send me an email, and we can interact via email at that point if you, if you don't want to order on the website. All right, so on the website, though, you do have to put in a code. It's SUMMER20, SUMMER 20. I would put that in all caps. I'm not sure that it cares, but if it doesn't work, that would be why. And again, it's just things that are kits, cards, or bead mixes. Okay, so 20% off. It's a good sale. And you do have to pay shipping. I know shipping's going up, I think, on the 11th, so this will be your last chance for the cheaper shipping. I'll have to double check. I have no idea how much it's going up, but I do know it's going up. So if you haven't bought your forever stamps, do it this week. All right, let's go ahead and flip the camera over and get started. I'm sure some of you are traveling or enjoying, the family that's still around for the holidays. So anyways, let's go ahead and draw, see what we're going to make for week 27. Now, so if you're new to Bead Stash Challenge, it is a collection of cards. We currently have 5 decks. We have deck 1, which is where you need to start. So it's kind of a generic deck. So if you're like me and have huge piles of beads and you don't know where to start, this is a great way to start because it'll tell you what to make. Now, I shuffle all 5 of my decks together, so that's deck 1, our color expansion, our non-jewelry and findings expansion, our sun and sea deck, and our desert southwest deck. So mine are all in there together. You'll see right now that I only have 4 make cards here, and that's because I set them aside until I run out of cards, so that we get to make everything, right? So that's why we will be reshuffling in 3 more weeks. So what are we going to make this week? We are going to make a bolo style necklace. So if you don't know what that is, it's basically, I do have a bolo necklace here. So this would be a bolo style necklace. So it's a bolo ties are popular in the Southwest. So normally, you know, you have 2 cords and then you'll have two dangles hanging down. Don't worry too much about this back, but you know, I think to be bolo style, basically it needs to be a little bit adjustable if possible, and you gotta have dangles, right? So this is a fun one that Kay at Stars Beads gave me this. It was one that she got in a in one of her thrift moments. So anyways, super cute, super appropriate for me. So that's what a bolo style necklace is. All right, so our next cards that we have are our used cards. So these are what we're going to pull out of our bead stash to use in our necklace this week. All right. So after we get off, I will take my used cards and I will go look through my stash and I will figure out what I'm going to use in my project. So we are going to use lava stone in our project. Okay. And we are going to use a snap or ball and socket clasp in our design. Okay. And we are going to use magenta. We used this card recently. I wonder if I have. I don't know. All right. We may just have used the pink card. All right. So magenta is one that we're going to use. All right. So there's going to be pink. There's going to be a clasp. There's going to be some lava stone. Hey, Marianica, thanks for joining me. Yeah, the game doesn't start till 1, so you're good. All right, and our last cards that we use are our challenge cards. And these are designed to make us think a little bit, all right? So challenge cards help you just boost your creativity a little bit. So a challenge card has a theme or it has some sort of design aspect that you apply to your design this week. So we are going to design something for a party. All right. So our design will be used with a party in mind. We're making a bolo necklace. We're going to use lava stone. We are going to use a snap or ball and socket clasp. Now, you know, normally a bolo necklace wouldn't necessarily have to have a clasp, but that's okay. We'll figure out how to make that work, right? And it's going to have magenta in it, and we're going to make it so we could wear it to a party, all right? Now, quite honestly, you can wear any jewelry to a party, right? So that's not a hard one. Unless you have to decide what kind of party. I don't know what kind of party I'm going to design my necklace for. So anyways, there we go. That's what we're going to do on Thursday at noon Pacific time. So on Sundays, I also do a bonus project most of the time. So sometimes I use like a monthly bead box and I just use the cards and I make a project. Other times I have some beads that have been sitting around on my desk that I want to do something with. So I have had some of these things sitting around for a little while. I got these cute little cat charms at the bead show this year. They're double-sided. I actually got them in more than one color, so I have them in gold and antique brass. So we're going to work with antique brass today, which is not one of my usual things. So I also pulled out some wavy rings that are in antique brass, so we'll see how we fit those into our design. And then I had some carnelian, and I don't remember what I got this out for. Whatever I got it out for, I did not, not use it, but it's still out here. So I thought maybe the carnelian would look okay with this antique brass. So I thought we'd make some earrings with this today. I got some wire here. I've got some ear wires. Yeah. I have some chain in case we wanted to add chain, and I have some jump rings in assorted sizes in case I need those. So I hadn't really figured out my design here, so obviously my cats need to dangle from something. Hey everybody! We did our drawing. We're just working on our project. So I wanted to, today's one of those, this stuff's been sitting on my bead mat, and I want to do something with it. So we have some, we're going to make some little key cat earrings. I just got to think about it. So a couple ways I've laid these out to think about. So one is I can make a sort of a double dangle. Hey Lorraine. You know, maybe hang it that way, or I was thinking I could put this inside that ring, which I don't necessarily have to. I don't know, I thought it would be fun, and we could dangle our kitty cat. The other hand, we could just use beads in the cat. We don't have to use the ring. So we can use a big ring, we can use a smaller ring. You're in a car and having troubles. I'm sorry. I did check the sound, so hopefully you're hearing me. All right, so whatever we design here, it will have the cats. That part is non-negotiable, but what do you guys think? Should I use the ring? And like, I mean, I guess I could even put the smaller bead in the ring too. Or we could skip the ring. Now that you guys are here, what do you think? Should I use the rings? Should I use... Okay. I'm glad. All right, first design thing. What do we think? Rings or no rings? That might be kind of cute. I don't know why Yeah, these are definitely a little lighter orange than the one with the bead inside the ring. So number 2, Janelda? 1 or 2? Two? You like 2? All right, that's 2 votes for 2. All right, well, and let's... I am going to use some 22 gauge wire. I think I'll cut maybe 6 inches here. I'm not measuring, I'm just guessing. All right. And I'm thinking we can actually do this all in one step. What do you think? You want me to give it a shot? See if we can do this with one piece of wire. All right. I'm going to start. I'm going to put a loop at one end. And usually I build my earrings bottom up. Today we are going to build top down because I'd rather run out of wire on the bottom. So we're just making a ring here. And I'm wrapping. So did any of you watch any fireworks last night? We had a few around here. I don't think we can see the authorized fireworks. All right, so I've got a ring in there, or a loop in there. So now I am going to wrap it to the top of this ring. Well, I guess it will be the top once I wrap this, but and I am just gonna go a couple times around. And then I'm going to go on the other side. So I want this to kind of stay in place. So I've got my loop, and then I wrapped a couple times on that side and a couple times on that side. All right. And now we're gonna stick our bead in the middle. So we're creating a little bead frame here with our link. So see how that fits on there? And I guess it doesn't matter if that. So couldn't use much bigger bead, I can tell you that. All right, so I'm going to hold that in the middle, and then I'm going to wrap this. And I may have to use my pliers here to get that nice and tight. So it's not, my bead's a little off center, which probably you won't be able to tell. It's all right. All right, I'm just pushing the end of the wire through the bottom here so I can get a second wrap on here. And I'm gonna squeeze those tight. I didn't do that up here, but I probably should have. All right. And I'm going to squeeze them tight to hold on there. Now, so my bead can move around a little bit. I want to make sure that my wire comes down straight from where the that attachment is, and it's pretty much there. May do one more wrap. Excuse me. So that looks like it's coming down through the middle. All right, so I am going to just squeeze that on there so nice and tight. And then we're going to make a loop. Another wrapped loop here to attach our kitty cat to. Let's see how that goes. All right, we're gonna slide that on into that loop. Don't worry about what direction it's gonna hang yet, well, because we can adjust that after we close our loop. And now I am just gonna wrap until I get back up to the ring. And here, if I wanted to, you know, I can look and see, does this look like off center? Okay, so this obviously has to dangle with the loop parallel to that. So I'm going to go ahead, instead of trimming this wire right now, I'm going to put a couple more wraps on here. Next to the ring, so it looks more centered, okay? And I'm going to squeeze those in a little. Then to finish it off, I'm going to trim it right as it comes through. we'll see how this looks. And, oh, and get twisted a little bit. I am going to shove those together, and then I want to tighten this so that it goes through there. All right. And I'm going to push this a little bit to try to get it into the ring. Right now it's kind of on the back. I don't know. What do you guys think? Now, the carnelian's going to move around. We could probably fix that. I don't know that it'll move enough that it matters, but if it bothers you, you may want to do that. So let's put an ear wire on here and see what we think. I'm using pre-made ear wires today because I don't actually have any antique brass wire. So these are kind of thin. I am not don't necessarily wear that thin of ear wires normally. Definitely would need a stopper on the back of these to make sure they don't slide out of your ear. But there's one. All right, let's see if we can do it again. These charms don't quite, you know, if you're using them for earrings, they don't quite hang straight down. The center of the weight is a little off from where it should be. So. We ended up with an extra wrap there. That's all right. Hopefully nobody will look at them that closely, right? I still think it's easier to do the loop first. So I wore my patriotic hair beads yesterday. Just around my house, though. But they were fun. I actually did like how they turned out, and wearing them, you know, around my ponytail is, it's fun. All right, so we have our loop there. So now we're gonna do it again. All right. So let's stick this on here. And start that first wrap. Kinked my wire. Let's try not to do that. I was watching a video where somebody was doing some wrapping the other day. It's got pulled down a little. And one of the things I noticed is they, you know, like they'll push the end through, or pushed it through and then pull, which apparently does tend to seem to cause less kinking in your wire. So, see, I learned something new, and I'm passing it on to you guys. I don't know why this is twisting around. I'm trying to keep that wrap above the loop here. All right, and I'm doing 2 wraps as always. And you know what? This time I'm gonna cross back over and come down in the middle. See what that works a little better with our bead here. All right. So let's put our bead on. I don't think the hole is quite centered in this bead, which actually could help here. So. All right, so we're still coming down from there. I'm going to tighten those. That's okay. All right, so now we're trying to go straight down. Now I can't do the push through here. I have to put the end through. Obviously, there's no room. So, you know, you just have to be careful. Use your fingers to help guide your wire so it doesn't get all crimped up. And I am going to tug on it a little bit because I want this to be tight. I don't know why that's... All right. Now, if you want, you know, obviously if you're making these as a present or to give away, you might want to make sure you have the same number of wraps. So I did end up with 3 on the one side. I don't know if I want to. All right, so I'm going to do the 2 on that side, and then we'll see if we need to do a 3rd, okay? So I'm crossing over the back so I can come over on the other side of where the wire is coming down out of the bead. And I actually want to make sure that that crossover, oh wait, that is, that the crossovers from the front and the back are both on the same side, so that that's in the back of my design, right? Which I'm not sure it's being cooperative, guys. All right. So now we need to do two wraps there. All right. I'm going to put one more wrap in here to come out next to the, on the other side, so that I can kind of center my loop for hanging the charm. All right. It'll either work or it won't. You guys know how. I think I definitely got things a little chunkier here. First of all, I don't want it to come out there. I want it to come out in the middle. So, all right, let's see how this goes. Remember, this loop needs to be facing sideways. And I want to make sure that, which side did I make? Technically that should be the front. So I like to have my, especially since these are two-sided charms, I want them hanging in opposite directions. I think it goes on that way, right? Yep. You know, you can always twist the loop afterwards, but if you can get it right from the start, that is helpful. All right, and now we're just wrapping back up. And I think we'll come around the back. And do just one more loop to secure that on there. And again, you want the end to kind of go into the center, so it's not sticking out and catching on anything. I think I got a lot more wire on this one. Oh well. It won't look too different from a distance. Sometimes I know, I'm a little relaxed about these things, but, you know, probably if somebody's paying that close attention to how many wraps you have on there, then they're not going to buy your jewelry anyways, right? All right, let me get my stuff out of the way here. As always, I leave my tools out. My tools are everywhere. What do you think? Are those fun? I am not really an orange or a red person, but I have to say this particular carnelian here with the little white thread, I kind of really like that color in this size for some reason. I have several strands that I bought because, I don't know. Like I said, I'm not normally an orange and a red person, but, or a antique brass person, but, all right, let me put those on and we'll see what they, how they look on, okay? If anybody's interested in any of these cat charms for next time you have an order, let me know. Like I said, I also have them in a bright gold, which I thought I had around here. Oh, they're there. Couldn't find them in silver. I was disappointed, but so I have them in bright brass too. But like I said, if you're interested, let me know. All right, let's see how these look. We got that. We got that guy. All right. Those are kind of fun, and you know what? If the carnelian spins around, that's good too. It adds a little more movement. A little more movement to your earrings, right? So You want them to dangle and people to notice, right? All right. As always, thanks for joining me. And humoring me when I'm making one of my, this stuff's been sitting around and I haven't done anything with it yet, projects, so, which I have more, as always, I always do, because I have tons of stuff, so, anyways, those were fun. Hope you all have a great week. Stay cool. Just remember, drink lots of water, take advantage of your air conditioning. I know what it's like to be stuck in humidity and your air conditioning to not work. We used to have problems in Virginia, and our bedroom was on the 3rd floor, so it was always really hot up there in the summertime. So when the air conditioning wasn't working, it was pretty miserable. But that would be the case here too, right? So, all right, I will be back Thursday. Don't forget the sale runs through Saturday. If you want to pick up anything, we've got, what else we got? We're going to be making our bolo style necklace on Thursday. And, what else do I have going on this week? I think that's it, quite honestly. But as always, thank you for your support. Easiest way to support me is to like and follow this, like my posts, and all those things are free ways to help my business. If you're in the Arizona area, the Tucson area, I am teaching a live class of our Desert Blooms bracelets on the 20th. You can register at Freebird Shop. I think it's thefreebirdshop.com. You can see the post in our group, as well as on the main page. And then, as always, I will move these videos to YouTube. So if you're looking for anything, most of those videos are over on YouTube. There's a few old ones that aren't there, because, I thought they were going to be saved forever on Facebook, which they weren't. But, most of them I moved over, some of the ones that were just basic stuff wasn't there, but there should be pictures in our group of most of the things. So, I also put out our summary video this month, and, all those things are there for you to see. If you wonder why if you want sound, watch it on Facebook. If you don't care about the sound, you can watch it on Instagram or YouTube. It was like 0.05 seconds over 60 minutes, and if it's over a minute, they don't have the music rights, so I can't add music to it. So I need to apparently put like one less picture in my videos to make sure I can add sound. Anyways, yeah, that's what there is. All right, so like and follow Desert Cat Creations on Facebook, Instagram, and subscribe to us on YouTube. We're getting more people. It's very exciting. And if you're new to me, let me know you're out there. Let me know you're watching the replay. I'd love to know who's watching. And you can always comment on YouTube to let me know you're watching over there as well, because I do appreciate it. And if there's a certain kind of project you guys would be interested in on one of our Sunday bonus days, let me know. Maybe we can work on something. I know Lorraine had mentioned doing some wire wrapping of stones, so maybe we'll do something on that. I just have to think about it a little more, and I was busy with the holiday yesterday. So all right, I will be back on Thursday at noon. Hope you all have a great week, and I will see you guys around on the social media sites, I guess, everywhere else. All right, bye.